Aujourd'hui, je vais parler the credit cards that I've got with Chase Bank, right? This bank has quite a number of cards, and the three that I've got are by no means the optimal setup, but certainly easy enough to keep around, mostly. Hey, XenPuck here. Yes, Chase. This is actually the bank that I just use on a day-to-day basis for the majority of my life. I mean, at least it was when I was a single person, right? We did start using a different bank for our joint stuff these days. Mostly because individually we already both are Chase customers. So that's how big of a bank Chase is, right? In not just mine, but also wifey's lives, right? Chase has also stepped up quite a bit in its credit card offerings, especially in recent-ish memory, I would say the last decade or so. Unfortunately for me, all of my Chase cards were gotten by me relatively early on my credit card journey, right? So I definitely wouldn't say my own setup is min-max well. At the same time, my cards are easy enough to keep, right? Plus, oh boy, Chase is actually pretty generous with credit limits, at least for me personally. I guess maybe it's because I've been a very long-time customer? Who knows? Anyway, I will tell you what I like or dislike about each of my three Chase cards, as they are all quite a bit different from each other, and you can decide for yourselves whether they fit your personal needs, right? So if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and all that social media buzzwords, or whatever, right? Because I am rich enough for me, and we'll be great, regardless. So the first Chase issue card that I got was the Amazon Prime card. Actually, this is a bit of a no-brainer, since these days who doesn't at least do half of their online shopping for household goods on Amazon? At least, right? Honestly, at some point I felt like I was buying like 75% of my random online purchases on that platform. I wouldn't say I'm proud of it, but I just fell into that kind of lazy trap, right? Plus, 2-day shipping. I mean, that is really amazing. It has completely spoiled Americans, hasn't it? I mean, I didn't even realize that I missed it until I was out of this country, okay? On what a luxury that fast of a shipping really is, right? Anyway, so the Prime card gives you 5% back on Amazon purchases. That's pretty much as high as it gets for cash back rates, right? The card itself also doesn't come with an annual fee, except that it sort of does because you do need to be a Prime member to get it. All sounds great, right? But do I actually use this card these days? Surprisingly, the answer is a big fat no, because I don't maintain my own Prime membership anymore. My wifey also has her own Prime membership and her own Chase Amazon card, so we saw zero reasons to maintain two separate Prime memberships for one household. So technically, I could just make my Amazon purchases with her Prime card, right? For that 5% back. But I don't even do that because when I said Amazon 5% on Amazon purchases is good, that's true, but it actually isn't the best cash back rate. Yeah, that's right. I literally have a different bank's credit card that does a better job giving me cash back via credit card points than Amazon Prime's own branded card. So that's a topic for a different video though. Now, the second Chase card that I got is the IHG Rewards Club Select card, right? You cannot get this particular card anymore as the IHG line of cards has been revamped by Chase like a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure I got this card just for that sign-up bonus, right? Sure, it's with a brand of hotel that I don't particularly care about, but hey, I'm not really that much of a frequent traveler so my lackadaisical attitude is the same on any hotel chain, right? Since I'm not a loyalist, I got this card for some IHG points, just like previously I got the Amex Hilton card for some Hilton points. I just like having my options open, right? The only notable things about this card is that it actually does have an annual fee, but it is very low at $49. And to compensate, it gives you some mid-tier status, like at least gets me free breakfast at IHG hotels. But most importantly, it gives me an anniversary night. That anniversary night is a big perk because basically if I can take advantage of this once a year or even once a few years, this card would be worth it because literally any hotel rooms in this country at this point is at least 100 or even 150 bucks now, right? So to get that value of 49 bucks is worth it. At least that's what I thought. Okay, the reality is that in the last 5 years, I've only used that anniversary night one time, and that was at a Intercontinental Hotel in Chicago. So I would value that at about 300 bucks, right? So that covers essentially 6 years worth of annual fees. So still worth it. But I find that trying to use this single night, redemption really difficult, and I think that's by design, right? Not to mention, recently IHG has made this night, anniversary night, redeemable only on their budget level line of hotels. So yeah, I was keeping this card because I was grandfathered into this low annual fee, but at this point I'm really considering downgrading it to a no annual fee version, just to keep that credit limit in history. And finally, my only actual Chase Bank branded Chase card, and that is the Chase Freedom Unlimited, okay? This is really not that exciting of a card. It is what I would call Chase's version of the Cover It All card, because it just gets 1.5% cash back. At least that's when I got it, okay? The twist is that technically you get the Chase Ultimate Rewards point. For those of you deeper in the credit card game than me, you know that these rewards points from Chase can actually be worth more than their face value, okay? But that requires you to have one of their more premium cards, such as the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserved. I don't have those, so I can't speak to how you can best utilize those points beyond the face value. And honestly, 1.5 cashback is not bad, but it's also not special at this point in time either, okay? Quite a few of these type of cashback cards that are direct from competitors actually offer 2% cashback, right? So the Chase Freedom Unlimited really should be utilized as part of a group of Chase cards if you care about min-maxing. Now, the good thing about this card is that recently I see Chase has actually been adding more categories, such as drugstore and dining at 3%. Now, I assume that this is exactly to combat the weakness this card has against all those Cover It All 2% back on everything cards. Now, the problem is that I barely buy anything at drugstores, and for dining specifically, that is a very crowded category for credit card rewards, and I have multiple other cards that beat 3% on that one, right? So do I still use my Chase Freedom Unlimited these days? Well, honestly, only occasionally, right? I do have a bit of points saved up, and I hear you can send this to somebody in your same household. So I plan to send it to my wifey because she's got herself one of those fancier Chase cards fairly recently. So maybe I'll just donate my points to her so that they become a bigger value. Who knows that even points can grow up, right? So in conclusion, I like my Chase cards okay. None of them are my favorites at this point. At some point, I was considering expanding my collection into one of those Sapphire Preferred or Reserve cards, but I realized they're kind of hard to justify because a lot of the lounge access and travel perks basically conflict with my Amex Platinum has already given me, and I really like my Amex Platinum because of the tremendous value that I get from it, right? So I think I'll let my wifey dominate on the Chase side of premium cards, right? And see how she likes it once she's used it for a while. The thing about Chase is you can never really count them out. There's still a whole lot of other Chase issue cards that I have at least a passing interest in, such as their suite of Southwest airline cards, right? That is definitely another topic for another day. So how about you guys? Do you have any favorite Chase credit cards? Do you like Chase at all? Let me know below. Okay, cheers. I'll approach it.